We're going to input in 2, so you have that equation f of x. It is very important today that you use parentheses. In this case, it doesn't matter a ton, but it will matter when you have a negative. So get in the habit of it because it's good practice anyways. So f of 2 is equal to negative 2 squared plus 5 times 2 minus 3. So I'll plug in now. Again, your parentheses matter. You can use a calculator and type in this whole thing, or you can use your brain and do order of operations. So 2 squared is 4. That would be then negative 4. 5 times 2 is 10 minus 3. So 6 minus 3 or 3. So your final answer, I love if you put it like this. F of 2 then is 3. This is my favorite way for you to write your final answer because it tells me, okay, when the input is 2, I output a 3. On B, you have to figure out for me what is f of 4 and what is g of 1, and then you're going to add them together. So at your table, can you please figure out, okay, what is f of 4? So plug in 4 into f, again using parentheses because that's just smart math. That way when you have a negative, you don't forget. So f of 4, do that one. You also need to do g of 1. So notice g, you're using a different equation. G of 1 would be using the linear. So I will let you figure those out at your table. Chat about it. Make sure you have the same thing. Okay, so you should get f of 4 to be 1 and g of 1 to be 5. So that means that you're doing 1 plus 5. So f of 4 plus g of 1 is 6. Huzzah. Okay, and you can write that up here. I don't feel like rewriting it all, but yeah, it's right there. Okay, and then the last one, you were inputting an expression instead of a number. So a plus 1. Do you think I'm going to get just one number out when I plug that in? No, you're going to get an expression. So when I put in a plus 1 into 2x plus 3, that would be, so g of a plus 1 is equal to 2. Okay, so a plus 1 goes here. And what do you think you should do with the 2? Distribute. So remember that this over here, we are not distributing on the left. This is not multiplication, g times a plus 1. It just tells you to plug it in. Okay, so go ahead and distribute and simplify on the right. So 2a plus 5. Okay, and that's as far as it goes. You do not get a single number this time. So try these 4, and then I'll write them up in a second. Let's see. Okay, you should find your answer here, 3, 1. That's the only point that has an x value of 3. And so f of 3 is 1. Same kind of thing goes here. The only input of 3 goes to 5. And so when I input a 3, I output a 5. F of 3 is 5. Okay, and then lastly, you're using the graph. So this is where I get some confusion. I promise if you're coming from Algebra 2, you learned this last year. F of 3, because I just finished teaching it in Algebra 2. F of 3, so here's 3. And you can follow it up to the graph, which gets you this point right here, which is the point 3, 4. So you can follow it over to the y value. When my x value is 3, my y value is 4. Okay, we're going to be on the top of the page here, finding an expression for f of x. So a reminder that you can swap out y for f of x because they are both just a way to say, here's the output value. You could say it as y, you can say it as f of x. They mean the same thing, but in order to make that work, you actually have to have the equation solve for y first, and then you can replace. So this one, really easy. You just replace y with f of x. So to put this in function notation, you put f of x is equal to the same thing, x squared plus 2x minus 3. This one is more complicated because it's not solved for y right now. If you plugged in f of x right here, that would be super weird. You have to get it solved for y first. So this is something you've been doing since algebra 1. You got to take this in standard form right now. We're going to move it into y equals or y equals mx plus b. So what's the first thing you do? Do you remember? Move the 2x. Okay, so we move 2x, and now it's going to be negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 6, or you could do 6 minus 2x, it doesn't matter. Now what? Divide by negative 3, and they all get divided by negative 3, or you can do one big division bar, I don't care. And you get y equals negative divided by negative would get you positive 2/3 x, and positive 6 divided by negative 3 would get me negative 2. Okay, so you have this. It's now y equals, so now you just have to replace y with f of x. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now it's in function notation, but you had to rearrange it first. So get it solved for y, and then you can swap out y for f of x. Okay, the other part of this problem is find f of negative 5 and f of a. So I think we'll bop back to number 1 and do that there first, and then we'll finish up on number 2. So looking at number 1, let's find f of negative 5. You can do it without me if you want, but you need to make sure you use parentheses. So remember, you can do it all on your calculator at once, or you can use your brain. So in parentheses, negative 5 squared plus 2 times negative 5 minus 3. Oh, I forgot to make it red. So I'll always use my brain. Negative 5 squared, here's why this is important, because if you type it in without parentheses in your calculator, it will tell you negative 5 squared is negative 25, so it'll do 5 squared first, multiplied by negative 1. Negative 5 times negative 5, though, is positive 25. So it's totally fine if you type it in your calculator, this part all at once, but use parentheses. So 15 minus 3, that would get me 12. And then the other one it asks for is f of a. This is super simple. If I'm plugging in a, then where do I put a? In the x spot. Okay, so everywhere I have an x becomes a. So a squared plus 2a minus 3. So it's literally the exact same equation, but with a in that spot. So can you please try number 2? This one is a little bit more tricky because you have a fraction, but you do have a calculator that should do fractions for you. If you are still a little shaky on how to use your calculator to help you with fractions, ask. But they should all have a way to convert decimals to fractions. You should be able to type in 2/3 times negative 5. So again, you're plugging in negative 5 into this equation. F of negative 5 is 2/3 times negative 5 minus 2. Okay, so do this for me, and then you're also going to do f of a. Try it. It should be negative 16/3. This is just like learning how to use your calculator. Okay, and then this guy, f of a, just replace a into that equation. So we just did this one, 2/3 a minus 2. Hopefully we got that. If you look, actually, it's on the poster on the wall right now because we just finished up in Algebra 2. You might remember doing this with parabolas where you have to do the increasing and decreasing, either an interval notation or an inequality notation. But we do it with any kind of graph. You have to read it from left to right. That's the part that is important for you to remember. So here, when we're looking at this graph, it goes up from that section, then it goes flat, and then it goes down. So obviously, if you're looking left to right and it goes up, it's increasing. It goes down, it's decreasing. If it's flat and horizontal, this might be new for you. It's called constant. We have to look at the x values. So notice we're looking horizontally, okay? So we'll look at this example, figure 29. All right. You go from left to right. So I know that this one's got an arrow and it looks like it's going up, but that's not what matters because you're going from left to right. And so you need to read it here. It's going down. Well, it's going down like to here, right? Then it goes up, and then it goes flat. So the increasing section is the one in the middle. So I'm going to highlight here as we go so you know what section I'm talking about. When we're talking about where is it increasing, you're talking about the x values. So when I ask you for the intervals, I want the x values. And this is where my students usually get confused. I don't want the y values. Not interested in that. I'm talking about where, location. I talk about x values. So here, it's increasing from 1 to 3, okay? When we do this in interval notation, is my understanding, and I'll double check, but you are going to use parentheses, so 1 to 3. You do not use brackets. I know there's a closed circle at 1, which kind of makes sense there, but if you're thinking about 3, like you would have to decide, is it increasing at 3 or is it constant at 3? And you have to pick a side for it to go with, which doesn't make sense. And so my interpretation of it is how I've learned it is like it's not increasing or decreasing at the point, it's increasing or decreasing after that. So I'll double check on it. If it needs to be a bracket, then we'll change it tomorrow. But that's how I've learned it, okay? So decreasing on which section then?
Negative infinity to 1.
Yeah. Oh, whoops, that's supposed to be a highlighter. Happily admit I'm wrong if it's supposed to be a bracket at 1, but I don't think so. We'll see. Negative infinity up to 1 is decreasing. So again, that is, I'll highlight it on the graph. We're talking about the x values. Because it has an arrow, it does keep going. So that green section from negative infinity on the x up to 1, and then it is constant from, on the very right, 3 to infinity. All right, see if you can answer those next 3 questions on the next page.